Hi everyone, and welcome to today's live general IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I am broadcasting to you live from Budapest, capital city of Hungary. Today we are looking at IELTS Task 2 Writing, how to write a Band 9 response. Hi students joining in. Hi Simo, how are you doing? Our materials, as usual, come from our websites for General IELTS. Check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. We have 6 full practice exams, a fully interactive course for your phone, and tablet, or PC, as well as over 100 hours of video lessons that you can learn from. And if you're studying for academic IELTS, same idea. Just visit us at aehelp.com. That's Academic English Help. And learn for academic IELTS and to improve your band scores there. Hi Vasil, hi Kyber. I got those emails that you sent me. Thank you for those requests. This is what our websites look like, students. For General IELTS, it looks like this at gieltshelp.com. Click that big red button, join our full course, spend a couple dollars, save lots of money. You don't have to sit the IELTS a second time. Or for academic IELTS, it looks like this with the blue background. Click that big red button and join us there. As well, you can get our books from Amazon. Search for GE Helps General IELTS or AE Helps Academic IELTS. If you have questions about IELTS, comments, concerns, you're stressed, you're not sure about some type of a question or some administration, no worries. You can contact me. Just send me an email to Adrian, that's my name, at gieltshelp.com. That's gieltshelp.com. These free live streaming IELTS classes are from Wednesday to Saturday, students, from 13:30 to 14:30 Central European Time. That's CET. So this time, check the time zone difference. Today, we're looking at an essay question. Tomorrow, we're releasing a new high-definition video to our websites and channels. So no class tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. No class. And back on Wednesday with speaking part 3. Usually, again, Wednesday to Saturday. So you can see speaking, listening, task 1, general reading for the next week. Hi, Omar. I will see you later on today in your live speaking practice. So I'm looking forward to that, Omar. All right, students, here is a bit more of the schedule for the week after next, and here is the task 2 question for today. Here we go. Read with me. IELTS task 2 writing. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Write at least 250 words, okay? That's minimum, all right? The task is a minimum 250 words, so you have to write at least 250. Hi, Mamoon Fast. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well also, and thank you for that namaste, Roja. Okay, let's get right into the question here, ladies and gentlemen. Some people are very good at using computers, while others are not. How does a person's computer skills affect their quality of life? What can be done to help people who are not very good with computers? Give explanations and examples from your own experience. All right, a bit of an interesting task 2 question for today. Excellent. Okay, students, as a first step for task 2, we want to paraphrase the question. Paraphrase means to say the same idea but using different words. So go ahead, students, and write this question into the chat in your own words. Show me that you understand this question. Show me that you have other vocabulary with this topic. Okay? Yes, Kyber, in the writing section, you should always start with task 1. It should be easier than task 2, and that gets you warmed up. So you can do a really good job on task 2, Kyber, because it's worth twice as much of your score. So always start with task 1, okay? So again, students, right now I want you to paraphrase this question. So write it down in your own words and show me that you understand it and show me some good vocabulary. So again, paraphrasing questions is very important. It's a very important strategy. It's a very important skill. You should do it in the official IELTS before you begin writing. One of the most common mistakes, and it's the biggest mistake that students can make, is they write off topic. Even high-level English students will at times write about a different idea in their task 2 and they get low band scores. So you have to paraphrase. It's very important. Sevgi says, certain individuals have very good computer skills. How can one's life become easier by mastering computer skills? Okay, Sevgi, I think you're adding information to the question. It doesn't actually say become easier. So that's your opinion. That belongs in the essay. And I'd like to see some more synonyms, Sevgi. I think you can do a little bit better job. So I think you can do more. All right? Keep going. Okay, so remember, this is a strategy. And it's paraphrase task 2 questions always. This way, you make sure you understand the question. You push your mind to think about the question deeply, and you gather useful vocabulary to use in your essay, and you identify a part of your introductory paragraph. Okay, that's why you want to paraphrase. So paraphrasing, again, for some of you who are maybe not too familiar with this word, paraphrase, it's one of the most important skills to master for IELTS and communication. Paraphrasing means to express the same idea using different words. Okay, that's what that means. So I'll give you an example. I'll paraphrase it as well. I'm guessing that some of you are now paraphrasing. Sevgi, good job for trying, though. I'm still waiting on some other people. Linda says, although some people are proficient in using computers, there are some who do not know how. Okay, Linda, that's nice. I like it. You've achieved 60%, 70% change in words and phrasing, which is great. Good paraphrasing, students, means that you're changing at least 60, 70%. Okay? Individuals, Kyber, means many single people. Okay, it's kind of an interesting word because individual means one person and individuals means many one persons. So that's what it means, Kyber. All right. It's a good question. It is an interesting word because you would think that plural for individual is counterintuitive, Kyber, and your thinking is right. Okay. So certain individuals are very skilled at using technology. I'm just going to paraphrase computers that way. While others lack skills in this domain. Okay, of course, I'm always pushing you with new vocabulary. And then, in what ways do computer skills or computer abilities impact the daily life of people? Okay. And then the question says, what can be done to help people who are not very good with computers? So even paraphrase that. How can individuals or persons with poor computer skills be helped? All right. So that is a paraphrase. Pachu Yadav has also done a paraphrase. Good for you, Pachu. Says some individuals are well versed in computers. Pachu, notice this word in English, well versed. Okay, here I'll write that up, Pachu, just so you can see it. It's like this. Okay, you can't just say well. It doesn't work like that, Pachu, saying well, but you can say like this, Pachu, well versed. Okay, it means they have a high skill level. So again, Pachu says some individuals are well versed in computers while others do not have such skills, which impacts their way of life. What can be done to aid the learning of computer skills who are bad at this? Pachu, a few corrections to your grammar and word order and word choice, but otherwise a good paraphrase. Okay, you're showing that you clearly understand what's going on. Marwa, certain individuals have excellent computer skills compared to others who do not. However, how does computers influence the quality of life a person has? Not necessarily who are experts in it. Careful, Marwa, the question doesn't say that, right? So the question says just generally, and this, Marwa, is why it's so important to paraphrase accurately. So in what ways do computer abilities impact the daily life of people? If I take your paraphrase, Marwa, then I might just write about how people who have good computer skills have a high quality of life because they can earn a lot of money. But I might forget to talk about people who have poor computer skills can find themselves isolated or incapable, okay? So here, pay attention that it's both. People who are good and not good at computer skills. Again, Marwa, I'm not picking on you. I just think it's a very good point to make, and you're very welcome. And thank you for taking that as constructive criticism, because that's how I intend it. So here we go. We've got the question paraphrased. Now, of course, as many of my regular students know, the next step is to plan your response. Okay, so plan a strong response. Keep in mind, and this is very important here, IELTS is not just testing your English. It is also testing your thinking. Okay, what I mean by that is to get band 7 or more on IELTS, you not only use good vocabulary and grammar, but you must also use excellent logic and information. Okay, I think a lot of students are not clear on that. So you have to plan a strong response. It's not good enough just to write a clear essay with vocabulary and grammar. You have to understand the structure of essays, and you have to have good content. So again, the question says certain individuals are not very skilled at using computers while others are very good. How does this affect the quality of life? What can be done? Okay, so let's go to the first question here. What's the first good question that we need to answer when we're planning? Okay, a lot of times students are thinking about answers, and that's good, but you also have to think about the right questions. What's a good question to think about for identifying or getting good information for this? Okay. So Sevgi says, well, think about the topic, and you're right, Sevgi. So the topic here is computer skills, right? So the skills with computers, sure. Okay, what's the topic? Excellent. The topic here is computer skills. Okay, and what is a computer skill? Or what are computer skills? What would you say is a computer skill? Let's see. Shake, that's a good paraphrase, by the way. And Jod, that's close. Just make sure you're targeting computers. Pachu says, what is a computer skill is an important question to identify here. And I would absolutely agree. It's a big domain of knowledge, right? When we say computer skills, today's world, that's a very big concept. So what do we want to talk about? It's a 250 to 350 word essay. Okay. So we can't talk about all of the different skills involved in the world of computers. So we need to focus on just a couple of key ideas. Again, if I ask 10 people, what are computer skills? What do you think 9 people or 8 people will say to this question? Adrian, I think computer skills means, okay. Sevgi says, able to control the function of a computer. All right, that's a little bit general, Sevgi. All right, Omar Al-Najjar, that's a good one to start with. Typing, right? So computers, they have input devices, mainly the keyboard and your mouse in most cases, right? So how well you can use the input device, the keyboard and the mouse, absolutely is connected with computer skills. So what are computer skills? The ability to type, right? Just imagine if I were touch typing with one finger looking at the screen, it would be very hard for me to talk to you and write at the same time at any normal speed, right? Subodh says Office Word. Okay, sure. So using popular software like MS Office, okay, emails, right? Maybe everybody knows a person who has even troubles with emails. What else? Let's see. Can anybody think of another really important concept when we're talking about computer skills? Kyber says programming could be, sure. Okay, so maybe basic programming or programming. A lot of people can do a bit of it. I think that might be a little bit more specific. What else? What else is a very important computer skill? Visualize it, students. So think about people using their computers. What do a lot of people complain about? When do people get angry and start smashing their keyboard or punching their computer monitor? So using the internet, Yagnesh, okay, sure, that's a good point as well. So one more that I would think of, and Yagnesh says viruses, and it's connected to that. I would say troubleshooting is connected to computer skills. Okay. Shanze, I like your choice. Shanze says password management. Yes, I know some people who have troubles with their passwords and continuously have to reset their passwords because they're not very good at managing and they need help with it. So Shanze, I know what you're talking about. Okay, but anyway, students, I think these would be the top. Okay, so if you ask 10 people, 9 people would probably say, well, typing is an important computer skill. Using some software like MS Office is an important computer skill. And troubleshooting. If something doesn't open, if you can't find a file, if your computer has a virus or needs to be defragmented, or you need to clean up your hard drive, then yeah, some basic maintenance skills are quite important. If you don't have that, it can be trouble, right? So, good. Okay, so what's the next question? So we got the topic, we thought about the what, we can think about the why and the how. What's the controlling idea here? Okay, and for students who are coming in just now into the lesson, you can see the question in the stream description. Okay, so if you look in the stream description, you can see that the question's asking, some people are good at computers, others are not. How does this impact the quality of life? How can people be helped with their computer skills? So what is the controlling idea? I'll show you the question here. No problem. Okay. So looking at the original task 2 here, question, what is the controlling idea? So what are we trying to discover in connection to the topic of computer skills? Okay. Vasil Magari says it's the connection with people. No, I think you're talking about my previous question there, Vasil. So what is that, students? Answer. It's an important question. What's the controlling idea? The controlling idea, hopefully some of you are typing this in right now, is how do computer skills relate to the quality of life for people? Okay, that's one. And the second controlling idea is what can be done to help people gain better computer skills. So basically, those are your two controlling ideas, right? It makes sense. Okay. Linda, good. The influence of computer skills in the lifestyles of people. Sure. Okay. Excellent. So here, you need to think of a question. And hopefully the question you think of is, how do computers affect people's lives? So how do computers affect people's lives? What would be the answer here? So again, you're really focusing on that 9 out of 10 people response. So what would most people say? How does it enhance their lives? Okay. So Sevgi says having computer skills eases in such systems as paying bills online. Sevgi, you're thinking of the smaller explanation or almost an example, which is good. Okay, that's a good way to think. And then you want to expand outward. So if we take Sevgi's concept that, well, we can pay bills online, what does that actually help me with as far as my life is concerned? So what does that help me with? Diksha says computers should be compulsory subjects in schools, and in some schools they are. Diksha, it's a good suggestion for the second question. Let's leave that for later. Linda says it makes people's lives more convenient and more easy. How, Linda? How? Okay, here's an important strategy for everybody to consider when you're coming up with answers, okay? So when thinking of answers and explanations for task 2 questions, do this, okay? Think, what would 9 of 10 people say? And think of what is a quantitative domain or a quantitative value that affects all people. And in many cases, what you will realize is that the answer to this very important question is time and money. Okay? We can measure time, we can measure money. All right? And I can see some of you are saying that. So Pachu says easiness for tedious work, communication, research. All right. Ease of promptness of work. Sevgi says paying bills without going out. Those are some good explanations or almost examples. And if we think of the more general concept, what the computer is helping with is it's saving you money and saving you time. Let's take Sevgi's example of paying bills online. If I pay bills online, it's much faster than needing to go into the bank, maybe standing in a line, waiting. Also, I'm paying for gas, for transportation. So how is it helping my life? It's saving my time, it's saving my energy, it's saving my money, right? That's how it's helping me. So think of those quantitative values that affect all people around the world. Task 2 questions in IELTS are questions that apply to basically anyone, anywhere, whether you're a student in India, Brazil, China, it doesn't matter. You should be able to come up with a very similar answer. So a student in China should be able to think, okay, computer skills help save time and money. The student in India, the student in Brazil should be able to think of the same, okay? So, and then you get into some specific quantitative examples like Yagnesh is saying, which is saving 10 hours a week. Sure, okay? So think money, think time. All right, great. So we have some good plannings. I gave you some good strategy there for planning, okay? So remember, think about these values that we can quantitatively measure, okay? Don't use the word things, Daman. Always avoid the word things. It has 0 value. And now we can come up with what statement? What is the statement that we can come up with, which is the most important sentence of your essay? Okay, and I want everybody to come up with a good statement of this nature. This will be the last sentence of your introduction. If you write it well, you will get a high band score. If you don't, you'll get a low band score. It's that simple. Okay. Sure, Sevgi. Yeah, those will be some good answers coming into the essay later. Let's get going on the essay. The next step here is we're going to begin our introductory paragraph, but just before we get going with the introductory paragraph, we need to figure out our thesis statement, right? It's the most important. Always have a good thesis statement before you begin writing. If you don't have a good thesis statement, that means you probably didn't understand some part of the question. Okay. So what is a good thesis statement here? Write a good thesis statement, students. I want to teach you to fish, not just give you the fish, because if I give you a fish, then your belly will be full today, but you'll be hungry again tomorrow. And in IELTS, it's always different kinds of fish. So you have to be able to catch them. You have to be a good fisherman or fisherwoman and catch them. It's not good enough if I just give you these fish. So, give me the thesis statement. I'm going to write a thesis statement. I won't say it. I'm just going to write it. I want you to write yours while I write mine. And then you can compare, see how we did. Okay? All right. So, Linda says this essay analyzes the statement including influence of computer skills in the quality of life and the ways that help people who are poor at computer skills before reaching a final conclusion. Linda, I want you to relearn what it means, a good thesis statement. Unfortunately, too many classes and teachers tell students to write these vague, indirect thesis statements. And Linda, they're not useful, okay? You shouldn't refer to your essay that you're writing. It's strange. It's unnecessary, okay? If I ask you a question like this one and you write a response, I would hope that this essay will discuss this question because that's what we're talking about. So you don't need to tell me that, okay? It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. It's a waste of my time, the reader. And you're not really giving me anything useful. So always, Linda, write a direct thesis, okay? So when you have your points that being good with computers helps people to save money and time, then directly state that in your thesis. It's a much better, much more valuable. In fact, it is a valuable thesis as where the other is not, okay? So just remember that, okay? Use a direct thesis. In academic writing, professors always prefer a direct thesis, unless you're in some English literature, fine art class, that might be different, but in 99% of the cases, okay? So Yagnesh says, computer skills not only make life easier, but also save time and money. Yagnesh, careful with that correlative conjunction. You're doing a good job. Just use it differently. So like this, Yagnesh. Computer skills not only save money, but also time. Hence, it is essential to encourage people to learn these skills by going to classes. Then it's a beautiful thesis, okay? So I'll write yours up here along with mine, Yagnesh, just so students can see another thesis statement that's different, but also works very well. So, good computer skills. And you can write this in first person, so you can say, I believe that good computer skills, okay, because it is asking for your opinion from your experiences, so you can use first person voice. I believe that good computer skills not only save time, but also money. Hence, it is essential to encourage people to learn this skill or learn this ability. Okay, just so we don't repeat the word skill, Yagnesh, either by going to class or self-study is the way I would say it. Instead of saying YouTube, Yagnesh, I would say self-study. Then YouTube can be an example for that, okay? And that's really nice. So notice how Yagnesh's thesis statement is actually shorter than mine, and it's more to the point. So Yagnesh, when it's fixed up, in all honesty, I would actually prefer your thesis statement over mine. All right? So it's quite good. Okay, students, so that's how a thesis statement should look, because this way, now the reader knows very clearly that you will write an essay about how computer skills are important for quality of life, especially connected to time and money. And you will give some information on learning such skills in a classroom or by oneself. Okay, sure. Let's start with the introductory paragraph. All right, so the introduction. The introduction has 3 parts. Okay, the 3 parts are 1, the hook, 2, the background, and 3, the thesis, which we already have. Okay? So it should include all of those. The hook is just a worldly statement connected to the topic that catches the reader's attention and gets you focused. Okay? Rekha, that's a good thesis too. Okay, that will work. Here we go. So the hook, a worldly fact on the topic to get you or get the writer focused and catch the reader's attention. Sure. So what would be a good hook for this question? Okay. I think there are a few that you could use, but there's definitely 1 or 2 that pop into mind. So what could be a good hook? Write down your hook. I will do the same. Rekha's already very fast. Rekha says, computers have changed the world dramatically. Not dynamically, Rekha. I would say dramatically. Even though dynamically is okay, dramatically would be better. So computers have changed the world dramatically. So this is Rekha's. It's a good one for the hook. Okay, I'll write up Rekha's, sure. Then I'll write up mine. So computers, with the corrected way, of course, Rekha. Computers have changed society dramatically. Okay, that would be a bit better like that. All right. Begzod, yeah, it's good, just simpler. Okay, you don't need to make it so complex. So the role of computers have a vital impact on the life of humans, period. Okay? That's all you need. If you really want to say something, Begzad, about the technological era, then I would focus on that and just keep it simple. Okay? So something like this. This would be my hook here. I'll put little brackets around yours, Rekha, and then give you mine. Today, people live in the world and the age of information. That's it. Okay? Today, people live in the, it's unique, in the age of information technology. All right? That's it. Today, people live in the age of information technology. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. Very simple sentence. It's under the average of 12, 13 words. So it's 9 words. Very clear. Immediately, it's showing lexical resource to the examiner, information technology, age of information technology. It's showing clarity on the question. It's grabbing the reader's attention. It's got you focused on the right idea, okay? So that's all you need, all right? And that's what I would go with, Begzod. Thanks for approving. That's what I would go with if I wanted that part in there, okay? All right, good. So now we write about the background. The background should include some definitions, okay? And importance. And here, the background is fairly simple because we did some good planning. Okay, we did some good planning with this question. So it's fairly simple. Remember what we said about computer skills? So that's why this part of your planning, practice it at home, is really, really critical for a good, quick essay. The topic is computer skills, right? So what are computer skills? It's a big topic, and you could have a lot of answers for that. As you saw, your fellow classmates in the chat had a lot of different answers for computer skills, right? So we identified the most popular answer as being the ability to type, given to us by Omar Al-Najjar, and the ability to use some software, as a couple students said MS software. I think Pachu maybe said, or Kyber said programming, which could be, and I added troubleshooting, okay? So those are important, okay? All right, so that would be good to use in the background, okay? So in the background, you should tell your reader your understanding of the concept of computer skills in today's world, okay? So let's go back to our essay, follow through from the from this here. So today people live in the age of information technology. As such, most individuals have a certain level of computer skills, such as typing, application use, typing speed, application use, and effective troubleshooting. Okay, Notice how I did a correction there when I was doing this. At first, I just said typing, and then I said application use, and then I went back and changed this to typing speed. Okay? That's because I need an adjective noun, adjective noun, adjective noun. You should always have parallel grammar when you're listing. It makes for much, much better reading. Okay? And it is the correct way to write. So if you have noun, then you need noun, noun, noun. If you have an adjective noun, then all of them need to be an adjective noun. Remember that for your IELTS for listing information. Okay? So that's my background. As such, most individuals have a certain level of computer skills, such as typing skills, application use, or software use. Okay? Today we use the word application and software interchangeably. It means sometimes we say application, especially with mobile phones, and then with computers we say software, but as most of you know, application, software, the same thing. Okay, and effective troubleshooting. All right, what's the importance here? Well, as we said, the actual ability of a person to use a computer does have an impact on their life, right? So that is what we need to write now. The degree to which people possess these skills has a great impact on their overall life experience. Okay, so that's the importance. We're talking about this because we know that the skills of computers today has a huge impact, or computer skills today has a huge impact on people's lives. So that's why it's an important question to consider, okay? And then we just put in the thesis, okay? You have the thesis. We already did it. We wrote it down. And let's take Yognas's thesis here. Just going to copy paste it, and now we have a complete introduction that is a band 9 level. Okay, this is what a band 9 introduction should look like. Okay, let's read it together. Today, people live in the age of information technology. As such, most individuals have a certain level of computer skills, such as typing speed, application use, and effective troubleshooting. The degree to which people possess these skills has a great impact on their overall life experience. I believe that good computer abilities not only save time, but also money. Hence, it is essential to encourage people to learn this ability either by going to class or self-study. Now, a little bit of correction here. Either in class or self-study. We have a lot of repetition of skills, so let's replace this with aptitude. Okay, give you a little bit of a higher level vocabulary. Aptitude is your knowledge of, it's your skill level. Okay, so remember that word aptitude. All right, it's a nice one. It's a little bit of a higher level word than just saying skills. All right. Okay, students, so far you're with me. That's the introduction. I hope it's clear. Any questions about the introduction? So anything that you're not sure about, any concerns? Do you have any problems with it? Like, hey, Adrian, I think you're crazy. You're out to lunch. That's a terrible introduction. It's no good for IELTS. My teacher said never write an introduction like that. So give me some feedback here, students. What's your opinion? Any questions about it? Any concerns about this kind of an introduction? I'll tell you how many words it is, the word count here. It's not too long. It is roughly 65 words, okay? 65, 70 words. So you still have lots of words to write. Alien Eater says, my intro is a 9.5. Um, Omar, yeah, Omar, it is definitely worth a 9. So if you start like this, you don't have mistakes, Omar, then you will certainly get a 9. I just had a student, Omar, who did IELTS 3 weeks ago. They got a 6.5 in their IELTS. They did 2 weeks of writing with our software on the website, and they submitted, well, quite a few. They submitted about 10 essays for marking, and they just wrote their IELTS like a week ago or something like that, a little bit more, and they got band 8.5. So they went from a 6.5, Omar, to an 8.5 in 2 weeks. We'll have that testimonial on the website, so you'll actually be able to see that person. But yes, you can do that. You can improve. Begzad says, why don't I put a comma before hence? Good question, Begzad. So I believe that good computer aptitude, hence it is essential. The reason I don't need the comma here, and you notice how my grammar check, Begzad, is not catching that either, is because the sentence starts with the independent clause. So I believe that good computer aptitude not only saves time, but also money, is the independent clause, and hence it is essential to encourage people. That's the dependent clause, okay? Or some students hear it as the main clause. So the I believe that good computer aptitude, that's the main clause, okay? And the second part here, hence it is essential, is the subordinating clause. So independent or main clause followed by the dependent or subordinating clause. You do not need the comma before the subordinating conjunction. I hope that makes sense, Begzad. Okay, good. Yeah, if it's the other way, then I would need the comma. Okay. All right. Yes, Linda, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So Linda, I think that you're going back to your original concept here of what I will write about. Yeah, you need, your thesis is the sentence, Linda, that should point out the direction of your essay. Okay. So your thesis must tell your reader basically like, this is the voice of my essay. So I'm using first person voice. I believe, okay, that tells my reader that this is a subjective opinion of the writer. It's a first person voice. And it has to show a very clear direction of the essay. So, okay, this essay will talk about computer skills affecting time and money and the quality of life, and then the need for education. That's how you get a band 8 or a band 9. Absolutely. Okay. All right, students. So then we get into the first point. So body paragraph 1. Okay. Body paragraph 1 starts with the topic sentence. All right. And here we need to figure out what needs to go into this one. So the topic sentence here should be saves time and also money. Okay, let's start with time. So saves time. And teach such skills. So these are the 2 points that I want to include in my body paragraph 1. Okay, my topic sentence can mention this. Okay, and then my body 2, so I'm jumping a little bit ahead here, but my body 2, this is how my essay is divided. Topic sentence should be visible in your topic sentence. If some students are thinking about these topic sentences, go ahead and write them. Okay, write the topic sentence right now. I will check it out in a second. All right, so don't worry. Keep writing. The second body paragraphs will be about saves money plus teach such skills. Okay, and then you have your conclusion. All right, so let's do the topic sentence for body 1 together. Okay, write a sentence, a complete nice sentence that defines that first point of the thesis in more detail for your reader. Okay, so okay, so these days computers have become very efficient in managing people's daily tasks and saving hours a day, not having to run errands. Okay, that's my topic sentence. Begzod, good. I like how you're using some quantitative information right away in your topic sentence. Sure, why not? Having had computer abilities, having good computer abilities. I don't think you need the had there, Begzod. It's a little bit awkward to use the that grammar form, the progressive present perfect. You don't need it. So having good computer abilities is essential to save hundreds of hours every month. Okay, saving hundreds of hours of quality time every month. Sure, Begzod, that's a good beginning. Okay. Linda says, first and foremost, computer skills save time by reducing manual effort. Okay, Linda, that's good. That's a good start as well. A little bit of a correction, but it's good. And then comes your explanation. Okay. Subham says, having machine learning. Subham, you don't need to write all capitals. Okay. It means that you're shouting at me. My ears. So don't write all capitals. Just normal letters. Shubham says, having machine learning ability makes society better. Shubham, machine learning actually has a different meaning in English. Machine learning is when the computer is learning. Okay, so that's different. Careful. All right, and then we need to explain that. Okay. So we need to explain our topic sentence very, very clearly. These days, computers have become very efficient in managing people's daily tasks and saving hours a day not having to run errands. Certain types of software, such as online banking, allow proficient computer users to manage their responsibilities from the comfort of their home. Okay. For instance, here comes my example. For instance, a decade ago, I would need at least 2 hours a week to go to a bank and pay bills, but today I can accomplish the same task in just 15 minutes in front of my home computer. All right. So that's an explanation and an example. All right. That's how it flows. Am I done at this point? No, I'm not, because it's absolutely important to answer all parts of the question. Remember, the original question was, how can persons with poor computer skills be helped? In fact, the original question's up here. what can be done to help people who are not very good with computers? So right now, I can answer that question here. Okay, I would answer that question in both of my body paragraphs. And here, I would just say people who do not possess such skills could be taught in classrooms, right? So people who do not know how to bank online may waste a lot of valuable energy and time. So the banks could offer courses to help these clients. Okay, that is relating to that second part of the question. Now I have a complete body paragraph 1. Okay, so again, read the paragraph, make sure it makes sense, make sure you're on your thesis point 1, and then you can do body paragraph 2. Let's read this together. These days, computers have become very efficient in managing people's daily tasks and saving hours a day not having to run errands. Errands are your daily responsibilities, like going to the post office, going to the bank. You could write this body paragraph about emails and not going to the post office. Certain types of software, such as online banking, allows proficient computer users to manage their responsibilities from the comfort of their home. For instance, a decade ago, I would need at least 2 hours a week to go to the bank and pay bills. But today, I can accomplish the same task in just 15 minutes in front of my home computer. People who do not know how to bank online may waste a lot of valuable energy and time. So the banks could offer courses to help these clients. All right, there you go. I'll read a couple of sentences from our viewers as well. Begzod says, most individuals can not only type essays and documents much faster than handwriting, but also finish their work by spending half the time on computer applications. Okay, Begzod, you're doing a different explanation, but it's great. Okay, so you're taking a different approach. You're more into like the email approach, which is also good. Okay, Pachu says, computer skills save time because people do not have to wander to go to any place for work, but can do it at home. They save at least an hour travel time each day. Good, Pachu. Okay, you're on the right direction. Just finish the sentence. All right. Begzod, the example is good as well. Shubham Kumar, governments have basic computer courses to help all citizens to do basic computing work from home. Shubham, that would be a good way to finish this one, okay, as well. So I think you get the idea, students, and I encourage you to write body paragraph 2 on your own and the conclusion. Of course, this one has to be about saving money and including the concept of how to teach people to do this. Finish the conclusion, finish the essay, and send it to me, okay? Send it to my email. My email, again, is adrian@gieltshelp.com. So adrian@gieltshelp.com. And send me your essays, and I will let you know if you are on the right track and you're doing a good job. Again, students, make sure to visit our websites. Academic IELTS, it's this one here with the blue background, okay, aehelp.com. Click that big red button, join. Lots of strategies, complete essays, complete video lessons with full essays as well in high definition. And if you're studying for general IELTS, go to this website here. It's green background. Click that big red button. Again, spend a couple dollars and save yourself a lot of headache and time. It's kind of the same concept as computer skills. It's the right IELTS skills for you to be efficient and effective, save time and money. So check us out at gieltshelp.com. Again, our next class will be on Wednesday. Okay, it's weekend for us now. We will be releasing some new videos. Wednesday, we will be starting with speaking part 3. I hope everybody has picked up some valuable information, vocabulary, maybe even some grammar from this lesson. Study and practice at home. Do a good job with your thesis. Do a good job with your essay. That's it for today for me. In about 30 minutes, I will be teaching a speaking section 2 on our Academic English Help YouTube channel, so you can check me out there. Thanks so much. Thank you, Eugene, as well, for participating. You're very welcome. Grace, Alien, there is another live stream in 30 minutes at Academic English Help channel. Bye for now, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Good rest, a nice weekend, and I will see you Wednesday.